Welcome to the College Course Wiki. I'm going to share with you a few basic design points to help you build an online presence and really keep the learning going in your college course. A course wiki is really just a way of keeping that conversation going online. Imagine all the questions your students have after that first class meeting, and they don't get to answer any of them until they see you the next time. Due dates, course materials, expectations, office hours, grades, policies, all that information, it can sometimes be overwhelming when it comes in 20 pages of paper document. Well, we can make it easier on you and on your students simply by showing you how to build a college wiki. Let's start with 3 little questions. First, what do your students need to know? What do they need to do? And where can they find extra information? Let's start with what they need to know. First, we want to give them an introduction to the class so they know exactly why they're there and what they're going to be learning. You also might want to consider some rules for your wiki site. Contact information, all the matters of business are important, and a place for announcements for all those last-minute details or cancellations that might arise. You'll also have a place for assignment instructions, required supplies and texts, and of course, the syllabus information. Let's take a look at that syllabus. It can be pretty overwhelming, especially when you have all the college policies and other information to include. So consider breaking it up into smaller parts. Take that printed syllabus and start drawing some lines or boxes around the most important elements of it and see if you can chunk that information. Then you'll put that on your wiki site in separate pages. That'll make it really easy for your students to find what they need without having to thumb through 20 pages of printed document. Separate pages for each important section mean easier navigation. And don't forget, you can include a downloadable PDF on your website so your students can print it out if they ever lose the actual printed copy and want it on paper. Now, what do your students need to do? This is the fun part. There are all kinds of cool things they can do online. Discussion threads, blogs, they can upload assignments, they can even write weekly prompts or reflections. But probably the coolest thing they get to do is collaborate. Think about getting your students together online. You can create group project pages on your wiki where students who are separated into groups can actually come together and work on their project even if they're not in the same room at the same time. You can do peer critiques online as well. They can share research and they can share class notes. Remember, give them lots of opportunities for low-risk writing and communication. That's what will really cement that content and keep that conversation going. Now, where do they go to learn more? Extra resources can be very valuable, and you can include them in a lot of ways on a wiki site. One thing you can include is extra web links, or additional print sources like bibliographies or any information that you have that you can upload onto the wiki. Multimedia resources like YouTube videos and audio clips can be really helpful. You can also include community resources and student contributions. But as you put it together, make sure you keep it simple and keep it clear. Make it easy to navigate. Make it friendly in tone. And keep it interactive by including some of those blogs or discussion threads or announcement pages. And make it constructive. Now that you have an idea of what you're going to be building, take a minute and a few note cards and make a plan. Let's start with the first note card and write down some key words. Think about the ways your students were going to look for information and use these keywords as a map to find it. You could name your pages by these keywords or sections of a page. Think about the ways that your students will communicate with you and with each other. And brainstorm as many low-risk writing opportunities as you can. And then gather extra resources that you might want to include on your website. And remember, you can do that all semester long. So let's build a quick checklist for design on your Wiki site. First, do you need any additional images, videos, PDFs, or other resources? Make sure that you get some assistance from a QEP writing specialist if you need any help. Are there places for you and your students to interact with each other? Is your Wiki inviting, motivating, and most of all, easy to navigate? And finally, is there any information about the QEP writing labs on your Wiki site? Remember, your students can always find help at a QEP writing lab. Now you have everything you need to get the party started and keep it going all year long.